What is going on, YouTube? It's been a long ass time. Long ass time. I don't know how long it's been. It's been probably 2 years, 3 years, maybe 4 years. I hope you all are doing well. I moved to Twitch for a bit, but I'm a Dynasty. I'm in a Dynasty Forever Dynasty. Check out the page. I'll link it in the description at a later in the comments, or pin it in the comments. Subscribe to that. I am UMass, the Minutemen, or Mini-Men, as I'm going to call them throughout this series, because we're going to be walking out to Mini-Men by 50 Cent. As you know, Mini-Men, Mini-Men, you know. Anyway, play on words if you catch it. Wordplay, because you know, I'm YGK Assassin. I got the heavy wordplay. But we are UMass, and this is our coach of the future. His name is Walter Glory. He is a tactician, head coach. Because I'm coach. So we're a tactician. We got an offensive coordinator here, Mike Bajakin. He's a great recruiter. And then we also got Jared Kitin? I don't know how to say that. He's a master motivator, so we might be clicking on all cylinders this year, maybe not. But this is our recruiting board. I already did this off stream, so this is our recruiting board. We got Dimitri Sharp. He's our strong safety of the future, maybe. But we do got Buffalo and UConn. UConn is our rival in this series. Shout out to that man, Caden. Or not Caden. Hold on a second. His name. Hold on, I'm going to the Discord. Give me a second. Your name. Melbourne. Sorry. Melbourne is our rival in this series. Melbourne is our UConn rival. UConn and UMass are actually rivals from their FBS independent days. So, they have no trophy or anything like that. So, me and Melbourne will come up with something while we're on stream together and think of a clever name for it. But anyway, we got a punter. We need a punter. We need some running backs at this school. We are a receiver. We got a receiver here that might come. We got UConn. Pause. We got another halfback. We got a right guard, defensive tackle. We got another halfback here who's a 4-star. And then we got a right tackle, defensive tackle, center, two centers. We got all what we need. This is what our board is looking like. No quarterbacks this year. I feel like we're set there. This is all our overhaul that we need this year. For this stream and for this dynasty, I am strictly only recruiting out of Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, and Rhode Island. And that is the only 5 places that we're going to recruit out of. And New Hampshire too, as well. New Hampshire, shout out to New Hampshire. Them as well. And they're the only only 6 states I'm going to recruit out of for this whole dynasty. So Walter Glory got a thing cut out for him. If you want to see our school grades, we're really not that good. We're in the Mountain West. We're originally in the MAC, but you know, this is dynasty, so it's custom conferences. We do have a championship contender. We are right below Marshall, so another user. So we're not too terrible, but we're not as terrible, you know. But our conference or program tradition isn't too bad. We're right below Kentucky, so we're not too bad. Ooh, I probably should turn off the music, but it's fine. I'm talking over it. And if I get copyrighted, it's totally fine. It's just a kickoff stream, so you guys can get implemented with UMass. Brand exposure, we're probably pretty bad. We're right underneath Missouri and Delaware State and Kennesaw, or right below both of those, and Kennesaw State. So you see that, and then FAU is right below us. FIU, not FAU. Sorry, I get them confused. Our stadium atmosphere, it's not the best at Amherst, but hey, we're right underneath FAU. Just know for future streams, the music will be cut off and it won't be playing. I know fucking YouTube is gonna copyright me for this video, but it's okay. This is just a quick jump off stream so you guys know what's about to happen with this channel. It's not being revamped. I'm still gonna post my music on here, so if you're a fan of my music and you know you're just here for the music, you can always just keep it. It's all on my page. I haven't streamed in like years on this channel, so if you're new or you've been here before, you know how it is. I'm fucking the Gamer Red Ninja or YGK the Assassin, whichever one you want to call me, or Ninja or YGK. But if you do call me YGK, you gotta put the whole thing. I'm just playing. You don't have to write the whole thing. That's jokes. Or you can call me Coach. Whichever one. Doesn't matter for this stream. I don't mind. Or Lorax. It doesn't matter. I go by multiple names. Looks like we got a good campus lifestyle, it looks like. So we bet out Kennesaw State for that, but we can boost that up once we start winning. We got good academic prestige, so we're up there with the top schools with Purdue, Penn State, Florida State, all that. So that's pretty good. And then our conference prestige isn't the best because the Mountain West isn't the greatest. SEC and the Big 10, Big 12, all those lovely schools get all that love. And then our coach stability, we have 4 years or 3-year contract. I'll show you the contract in a bit. Where our job security is very high, so we have a more leeway. And then our coach prestige, we're C minus, and we're right there. We're pretty bad. We're right below, we're right below Northern Illinois. Shout out to the Northern Illinois user. And then James Madison is taking the cake of number 97. We don't have good athletic facilities. At least we're better than Georgia State. No offense to the Georgia State user, but we're a little bit better than them in that category statistically, but we can always improve that. But because we're just a one-star school, so that's why. And then it looks like Colorado, Memphis, and Kennesaw State and Nevada are the only 3 users that have got insta-commits already in our dynasty, so shouts out to them. Good shit, boys. Respect, much respect. Love to see it. These are all the users. Don't add any of them, but I'm just gonna go quickly. Here's all the quick teams that are in this dynasty. Alright, moving forward. Anyway. Alright, so our coach contract starts here. So, this is Walter Glory, his first year. He has to win at least 4 games. But as you can see, UMass, the Minutemen, have been absolutely atrocious for eons. Since I was a P lad, they were trash. 2006 was their last winning season. And I did look up back when I played this game back in College Football 25. I looked up when was their last bowl game. Their last bowl game was in 1976. So they haven't had a good winning season, nor gone to a bowl game in the past millennia. So they really live up to the name Minutemen, because they really haven't been to anything in a minute. No? Okay. Anyway. So, yeah, that's the Minutemen, or the Mini-Men, as we're going to call them. They, like I said, they have not had a winning season since 2006, so we got a lot of work out for us, but it looks like the athletic coordinator is hoping that we can at least get 4 in 2025. So it's gonna be tough, real tough. I'm gonna try to project and keep talking so I don't get copyrighted, because the music is on the right. If you saw, I know they copyright the shit out of you if you keep shit over 30 seconds or whatever, and it's a popular song, because I know Swag Surfing is in here. Shout out to Atlanta. Even though I don't mess with Atlanta. Besides the point, this is UMass. They haven't been good in over a millennia, quite literally. So we're gonna try to bring them to glory. Quite literally, why I named the head coach Walter Glory, because he's gonna bring them to the promised land, or maybe at least get them to a bowl game this year. At least go 7-6, or at least 6-6, and then maybe 2-5, maybe 2-3 in the conference at least. So we're gonna try to shoot for that. That's our goals. Our recruiting is we redshirted some guys. I'll show you our roster. We'll start at our quarterback position. Funny enough, weirdly enough, when I played this in 25, he was a freshman already. So I don't know if he redshirted or what happened there, or EA might need to fix that in a system update, or a title update, excuse me, and fix that, because he was already a freshman last year in the last year's game. So I don't know how that works or whatever. So that's really weird. And so was he. He was also a freshman last year. So I don't, it's really weird But our quarterback for right now is Grant Jordan. He's from New Orleans. Shout out to people in New Orleans. Shout out to my New Orleans fans. He's our starter. He's gonna be our starter. And then we got this man Brandon Rose. Shout out to Brandon. He's from Temecula, California. But you know, all this is gonna eventually turn into people from. Oh, I can also recruit out of Connecticut. I totally forgot about Connecticut too. I forget that lonely state. Connecticut is also one of the 7 states that we will be recruiting out of. Oh, so we were never going to get any recruits from Florida, so this is the last time you're going to see a Florida prospect. Or a North Carolina or New Orleans or Louisiana or California or North Carolina. So this whole roster is going to be all Massachusetts, Yukon, or Connecticut and what's the word? Connecticut, New Hampshire, and New York, New Jersey, if we can. If Rutgers doesn't steal all the recruits, because you know New Jersey, Rutgers, it makes sense. You can down hero type shit. But that's the point. Moving on to our running back room. Our running back room is pretty good. We got this Quan. I think that's how you say it. Quan Price. He's a senior for us. He's really good. I played, like I said, I'm not gonna lie to the people in my Dynasty group. I did play this a little off stream and a little like I played like maybe like a full season with UMass just to see how bad they are in the back. They weren't that too bad. They went 7-6. They're not too bad. They can win. They just, you know, and just don't execute a lot because I'm a low tier tactician. So, I like how his deal breaker for this college was pro potential. But why would you go to UMass knowing they don't have any records with anybody going to the NFL? Why would you go here then? Mr. Price, why are you coming here if you wanted pro potential, huh? Why would you come to the college that you know you wasn't going to get pro potential? But anyway, that's the side point. He's not going to transfer out. This guy was also a freshman last year in the last year's game, so I don't know what's going on there. I redshirted him. That might be a mistake. I'm not going to do it because he might stay because, you know, maybe we have a good written season, but I don't think he's going to leave us. I doubt it. And then we got this guy from Connecticut. I think that's Connecticut. I don't know my states like I say. I don't like CT. I think that's Connecticut. Don't quote me. I don't know what CT is. I believe it is. Don't quote me. I don't know my states. If you want to tell me in the comments, great. Thank you. Appreciate you. You are a godsend. All right, moving on. This is our running back room. Oh yeah, we also got this guy, Brandon Hood. He seems pretty good too. He's gonna complain about playing time, but he's gonna start this year, so that's not a problem. And then he might transfer out. This is his dynamic deal breaker as brand exposure. So he might leave next season just because I redshirted him this year. But you never know with these guys, so he might stay with us. And then our lonely fullback, you know, I love some fullbacks, like not the expert as much as he does. So I respect them. They're a great commodity for a multiple offense. He's from Massachusetts, so he's our senior. So he's going to be leaving us next year, but he looks like he's all around. Our receiver room is pretty barren. This guy, T.Y. Harding, pause. He comes from pause. He was originally on Boston College's roster 2 seasons ago or a season ago. He must have transferred here, I guess. And then he's deal breaker is pro potential, but my brother in Christ, you just came from Boston College, then transferred to UMass. What was you must have got homesick and you thought UMass was the good fit. Like you probably couldn't go back to Boston College. Like what the hell? Because like I remember seeing him in the Boston College roster because I played as myself going to Boston College, and then I saw him on the roster. And then we got this speedy demon here, Mr. Kinzo Dia Johnson. I don't know how to say that. Or we're going to call him KD or KDG or KDJ for short. He's a speedster, so we're going to use him excessively. So for the deep balls, for him, pause. Terry Kelly, he's not that bad. I was going to redshirt him, but he's complaining about playing time right now. But hey, he's a junior, so this guy is complaining about playing time too. So and he's from Maryland. I know that. I know MD is Maryland. I think I'm gonna go ahead and redshirt him too, since he's just a freshman and he's only complaining about playing time. But my brother in Christ, you need to step your game up before you get on my field. All right, respectfully. And then our tight end room, we got someone from New Jersey, so we definitely could get some Jersey boys in here. We got some from Florida, excuse me. Got someone from Arizona, New York, and then this is our international student from Berlin. That's the only and since we're on like that East Coast and we can, if we find an international prospect, I'm not saying we probably won't. If we do find a good international prospect, I'm not gonna say we can't recruit internationally. It'd be hella expensive in recruiting points, but you know, it might be worth it. You never know. So that's our Belgian. I seen him in the last year's game. He was pretty good. Like I said, when I did play with UMass in 2025, in the 25 college football, not this one. He's pretty good. His overall isn't what his ceiling is. There goes swag surfing for people who like it. I'm gonna keep talking so I can just get through this. I know they're gonna restrict this or give me fucking copyright claims because it's the instrumentals. I don't care. You guys are gonna come back, so come back on the regular. It's gonna be weekly streams or bi-weekly streams of user and computer play, so keep that in mind. They're gonna be like a good hour, maybe 2 hours. You know, gotta give you recruiting updates, all that good stuff. And then we got this guy. He's from Maryland as well. So we got some talent here. Our defense is what our struggle is. Our defense is our struggle. As you can see, our life edge, this is the new thing. If you don't follow college football, they changed all the names for certain things. So now you have left edge, right edge, all that good stuff. It's no longer defensive line or, you know, defensive tackle, all that good stuff if you know and love. So they changed up the naming of certain positions these days, or this game, just to switch it up a little bit. We got another Jersey boy here. Shouts out to the boys in Jersey. So like I said, our defense is gonna be our very tough time. It's gonna be tough scenes. Cause look how slow they are. They're 6'4". He's 6 foot 285. He a big boy, but he ain't gonna be moving. He's 64 speed. Like, we definitely got to recruit here. That's why they're asking us for it. Here's the Sam and Mike, which is basically Sam is what is? I believe that is Sam is outside linebacker or left outside linebacker. I forget which one. I know Mike is middle. I forget what. You know, someone in the comments could tell you which one is which. I forget. Like I said, we don't have any speed on our defense, so people can just torch us. I mean, we got some nice outside linebackers, which is some good Wills, but shout out to Will. You know what I mean? No, too soon. Anyway, yeah. So, it's tough. It's real tough out here. Like I said, we have the speed and we can get to sideline. We just are gonna get torched a lot because they're not good overall. Like, they're good, but they're not good overall. You feel me? They have good speed and change of direction for the position they're in, but they just don't have that boost. So maybe they'll change during training results. Maybe they'll all surprise me, you know. Here's our safety room. Like I said, we have the speed to keep up with a good offense and whatnot. Here's our kicker and our punter, and whatnot. So if you're into that, like I said, I gotta keep jogging because it's gonna probably ban me, or not ban me, but give me a copyright claim because of that. That's our users. You've seen my recruiting. Our goal for this season is to at least win 4 games or make a bowl game. That is all UMass has got to do. All we got to do is at least win 4 games so we can keep our job, and you know, that's all we got to do this year. Like, and as you can see, we're already in some recruiting battles with UConn and Buffalo. Shouts out to them. UConn is definitely going to be our fucking kicker because they are our rival. So is Boston College, but UMass is not ready to verse Boston College yet. They cannot keep up with that offense. That's going to be atrocious for them to do. You know what? I'm going to back out fully stream real quick. just to cut off the music, just so I can eliminate the copyright real quick. There we go. Sorry about that. We're gonna just disable that because I know they're gonna copyright me for the first 20 minutes of this video. So I'm gonna do another 20 minutes explaining. So see, this is the new thing. We're a 1-star school. We're on the verge of losing some of these guys. We ain't shit, to be honest. Yeah. So we're going after this guy named Sharp. He's a strong safety. We got the coach prestige to get him. But it looks like UConn and Buffalo might be on the urge. But we're on preseason right now, so this is just our recruiting board. So we might could get him. We could try to throw some points at him. Maybe he'll come to us, pause, and maybe come to UMass, become a Minuteman. But we got Buffalo and UConn up there. They also offered him a scholarship, so it's up for grabs for all three of us. I may have been late on his board, but we are on his board because he's from Massachusetts. He's from Brookland. We're from Amherst, so I don't know how far that is in distance-wise in Massachusetts. Like I said, I've never been to Boston, never been to Massachusetts ever in my life. So shout out to the people in Boston and Massachusetts in general. Boston Red Sox suck. Respectfully, Yankees are better. I'm just playing. I'll stop. It's jokes. It's jokes. I don't even watch baseball. I don't even like baseball. Don't come in the comments about me and my baseball knowledge. I only know the Yankees and the Braves and other teams and Ken Griffey Jr. So if you listen to my music, I reference Ken Griffey Jr. more than anybody like in rap. So anyway, besides the point. We got this punter. We're probably gonna be the only person in this whole dynasty group maybe that's gonna go after special teams players like kickers and punters. Because I always wanted to see, because I find they're important, but if you follow Bordeaux, Tan Man, or Uncle Sam Rejects, they don't normally recruit these guys because they auto recruit or they walk on and they're like godsends on the field regardless in sim and stuff like that. But I was like, I like to test the waters and see like what you can find. Maybe you can find a gym that can play quarterback or run fake punts for you or fake fake kicks and stuff like that, and you can versatile them, switch positions with them, you know what I'm saying? So, you're gonna see a lot of that, so you might see some punters, some kickers in here, because like I said, I respect my special teams unit, so shows out to the special teams. We got, like I said, we're number 6 on this guy's board, but we definitely got to beat out Air Force. North Attleboro, Massachusetts. I don't know where that is per se. His deal breaker is playing style, but we have an A minus and we need a D. Pause. I don't why he's complaining about playing style, but we are, and that's his deal breaker. His dynamic deal breaker is playing style, but it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that's a weird stipulation. And then we got this receiver. He's 6'2". He's got interest in us, so we're the only school to give him a scholarship so far. So Buffalo and UConn decide to hop on him, or Delaware, because we do have a Delaware user. Shout out to Delaware. Delaware and Missouri State are the 2 new FBS schools in here. We do have 2 users that are going to be rocking them later in this stream and later in this video that we'll see. Like I said, I'm just going back over what I said earlier in stream, just so you guys have like we have what's it called? Oh, so you guys can have this video too. So they're probably going to mute the first 20 minutes of this. So if you're watching still, this is just a recap. And welcome. It's been a long time. So yep, it's your boy YGK the Assassin, aka Action Doom, aka Lorax, aka Coach, aka that man, that myth, the legend. Gaming's not a crime, but I am very horrible at games. But you come for the commentary and the really bad jokes. So anyway, still going through I'm gonna go through our recruiting board. Like I said, our expectations, I'll show you that in a bit. But here's our recruiting board. Like I said, we desperately need guards. defensive tackles, running backs, right tackles, defensive tackles, centers. We just need like this whole squad needs a whole like UMass needs a whole revamp, and I'll show you in a bit why. And so this is our team needs. It's at the top of the screen. Which I could like do a hover, so you can see. But we need a. It says we need quarterback, running back, fullback, receiver, tight end, tackle, guard, center, edge, defensive tackle, and then outside middle linebacker. So edge and outside and middle linebacker have changed names. They are now Will and Mike. EA decided to change up the names a little bit just so we can just so they can have variety, so they didn't have to keep saying the same thing over and over. So they decided to change the names. And then also, if you're just tuning us, I did say at the top of the broadcast, we are only recruiting out of 7 locations, which is New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New York. Oh, I already said that. Hold on. Let me redo. Okay. We're only recruiting out of New York, Washington, or New York. Oh my, I know what I said earlier. Hear me out, sorry. New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, fucking Connecticut, New Hampshire, and if we get occasionally an international prospect, we'll go after them just to see if they'll commit to UMass. You know what I'm saying? So, because we do have Belgian on our team. So, shout out to Belgium. Um, yeah, so yeah, like so this is all the team needs we need. We already got our punter, we got our 4 edges, and we got a defensive tackle. We just needed 2 more mics and 1 more outside linebacker, but I think we should be fine there. I think we need to more focus on our offensive line right now and our offensive weapons because we're kind of lackluster there. But I think we can build around the guys that we already have on our defense for right now. But if we get these guys that we were trying to recruit now, I think we can, and that goes for the transfer portal too for those 7 countries or seven states plus one country in random that's international. That we will go after. That goes for transfers too. For recruiting, I will try my best to only go after high school prospects and no JUCOs. They could be JUCO sophomores, but I'm gonna redshirt them if they do decide to commit because we don't get them that long. And I know they want to play right away, but it's like I'd rather keep you for another season, and you can develop a little bit more. But they might not see it that way for Coach Glory, but that's okay if they decide to transfer out next season. That's okay. We'll just replace them, and we'll strictly, like I said, we're gonna shoot for strictly only high school students only, so we can just keep that freshness in. We'll go after a JUCO if we like absolute like if he's like a 5-star JUCO and like he's like great at his position. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. So that's the only reason we'll go after a JUCO. We can't look at the transfer order, obviously. And our school grades, I already showed you guys this. Words. Our playing style isn't bad for pocket passers. We're number 95th in that category. We're not. And then I don't know why they give you all this when it doesn't change anything. Oh, it does sort of. Okay. I didn't know that. Hold on. It sort of does. It sort of does. It sort of does. It doesn't overall change it, but you can tell it does. But anyway, I didn't know it did that. But I didn't know playing style did that. And then oh, I'm noticing things on the right too and the left. I never mess with this setting here, so yeah. But the proxy to home thing, it looks like we got 4 stars at each position at a quarterback for that. But anyway, back to conference or championship contender. We are in the Mountain West, if you can see on the right. They're originally in the MAC, so don't get it twisted. UMass is not in the Mountain West. They are not in the Mountain West. This is a custom dynasty with uh, custom conferences. So I'm just in the Mountain West with UMass. So don't get it twisted. They're actually in the MAC in real IRL. So um, they're okay. So our championship contender isn't bad. We just gotta win. So we gotta keep winning. So we're not bad, but we're not good either. So we definitely gotta like like we just have to win to get this up because Marshall is ahead of us, so is North Texas, so is Food, so is San Diego State, and so is Wyoming. Shouts out to those users. We just gotta win and get above them so we can get those 5 to 4 star recruits. Our program tradition isn't too bad. We're right there, right below North Texas and Marshall. Shouts out to them, and then right below us is Northern Illinois. Shouts out to that user. Shouts out to the Marshall and North Texas user. Um, and then our campus lifestyle isn't too bad. We're not too far off. We're a little bit above, Kennesaw State. So we're better than Kennesaw State when it comes to campus lifestyle. So shouts out to Kennesaw State user and the Delaware user. He's not in yet, but shouts out to them. We're probably gonna boost that up a little bit more. Our stadium atmosphere isn't too good. We don't really get a lot of. We get an average home game attendance is 10,800 for us, but that's not give or take. We only are a 1 star school. We're right below FIU, Florida International University. They might get international students there, so we might try to steal some of their international students because they're FIU. And then we're right below them, and then Kennesaw's right below us, and then so is Delaware. Shouts out to those users, and then Northern Illinois is above all of us, which I find weird and kind of funny because it's like we all have if you see on the right, the top schools they all have Fs, but why are we the lowest? You know what I'm saying? I guess it's because of the home win percentages. Yeah, if you could tell, our home win percentage is 18%, so we definitely got to change the winning percentage here. And then our attendance is 63%. We need to get that to at least 90%. And then our current home winning streak, we don't have any of those yet because it's still the preseason. Our pro potential is really bad. We will never. We just gotta. We have pro potential because we're in the Mountain West. If we were in the MAC, it'd be a little bit harder. We would have to grind a little bit harder, pause, just to get recognition. But we're right below Kansas when it comes to that category. So statistically, we're not too bad. And Hawaii and James Madison, those two users, shouts out to them. They get a little bit more push because of their status in the pro game. So does Kennesaw State, because no one has really came out of Kennesaw State to be a pro athlete yet. But it's eventually gonna happen. Eventually, someone out of Kennesaw State is gonna come out of there. And then our brand exposure isn't really that good. We don't really get a lot of televised games, but we might this year because, like I said, user for UTSA or UTAP or the Roadrunners. He is the head honcho. He's making the schedule right now. Like I said, brand exposure, we're right there, right below our Delaware and Missouri State, the two new FBS schools. So, and then FIU is right below us with 1-1 down, and then our academic prestige is pretty good. So we're up there with the top-notch schools for education. So if you want to come to UMass for their education, then you're doing well. And then our conference prestige is really good because we're in that higher echelon. So like if we were still in the MAC, we'll be in a B minus. We probably should have stayed in the MAC, but head honcho and put me in the Mountain West. I got drafted to the Mountain West, so I had to stay in the Mountain West. That's how we were running it. But if I stayed in the MAC, I think I would have got a better conference prestige. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, besides the point. I'm just messing. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that does deteriorate recruits for coming here because it's the Mountain West. Not many people make it out of the Mountain West to go to the pros, so they do, but not at a high level as the SEC, all that. And then here we are. This is our coach ability. Our head coaching job is very secure because I'll show you in a minute why. We're number 60th, right below Tulsa. Shout out to that user. And then 2 or 1 down from that is Marshall. And then all the way at the top with a C plus is the Colorado State user. Shouts out to him. Our coach prestige is kind of lackluster. We're all at C or C minus, respectfully, because it's just what it is. But if we win out and we get stuff, so if you see Northern Illinois and then us and then Hawaii and then Food and James Madison and is at the top of all of us with their coach prestige at a C because James Madison, Northern Illinois, they're not meant to win now, but they're meant to at least be a powerhouse because you have the potential. So does Hawaiian food. If you're asking why I keep referring to rice as food, because that's what anybody does who plays Dynasty. You refer to rice as food because that's what they are. They're literally in Houston and they rep food. So you're named after food. You're gonna be named food in every stream, regardless, or whatever gameplay, regardless. Um, yeah. And then our athletic facilities aren't the best. I was about to make an improper grammar move. And then we're right below one notch, and then one notch down from us is Georgia State. Because Georgia State is a pretty big college. I live in Georgia, so I know. That's our whole shebang there. See my recruiting board. Here's all the lovely users. I'm gonna just go really fast so you don't catch all their names. And we won't be in the preseason poll anytime soon. And if you want to see our conference standing or our projected, we are projected to be last in the Mountain West, supposedly, but that's the beauty of being the underdog of UMass. We are going to try to prove all these guys right here. Even Coastal Carolina, we do have a Coastal Carolina user. He just hasn't got the game yet, but he'll definitely be eventually have the little character next to his name. But yeah, this is going to be an all user. If you want to see the other conferences, I'll show you that respectfully. Here's all. Well, this is what the MAC looks like. We also do have a Liberty and a Western Kentucky user, so they haven't got the game yet, but they're also in the MAC. I forgot who else. There's no one. Oh, and then here's the American. We got a Tulane, UNLV, Northern Illinois, Food, Nevada, FAU, San Diego State, and Delaware. You know, we already have a Delaware user. Like I said, these guys, the ones you don't see the little user next to their name, is because they're not in the game yet. They just haven't got the game. Shouts out to them for patiently waiting. I guess they have some other issues or stuff like that. But other than that, I think we don't have anything else per se in other Oh, and then the Sun Belt. Sorry, almost forgot the Sun Belt. Almost forgot my Sun Belt users. My bad. Almost forgot. And then we got James Francis, Fresno State, Arkansas, Hawaii, Army, Marshall, Eastern Carolina, and UConn. Like I said, UConn is going to be our rival, and we're going to be playing them every year. We're going to make a catchy, uh, user to user, user versus user battle for that because we are literally rivals in IRL. So we might think of a catchy title. They don't have a cool trophy, so that sucks for UConn and UMass. Maybe this will inspire the IRL teams to make something happen out of nothing and see our gameplays, and they'll get the NIL and that percentage because every time I found out, I don't know where I heard it. I forgot where I heard it, but every team that is being played in Dynasty will whoever played like however many hours are played for that college, they will get a percentage of the NIL money from that user who was helping them build their team. So like let's say I play UMass like for 5 seasons and 5 years, 5 year in game, you know what I mean? UMass will get a percentage of that portion of me playing as them for so long in game. You know what I mean? They'll get a percentage of that. So yeah. So if UConn stays at UConn and we keep battling it out, maybe UConn, someone that athletic director maybe stumble upon one of our streams and sees that UConn and UMass have a really good rivalry in our dynasty file, and maybe they actually do make a trophy, or they contact the UMass, or they have a squabble and they decide to make a trophy or something, and then now it's in the next year's game, and now we were the cause of that, so it's pretty cool. So you never know. But yeah, that's the Sun Belt, Mac, and yeah. So uh, we are all in the smaller regions of schools. If you haven't noticed, we're just low power 5 schools. So I chose UMass because of this reason, which we're about to find out. Um, so we're gonna go to my coach contract. I can only win 4 games. My athletic director only wants me to win 4 games this year. But as you see here, UMass has not been consistently good in the last millennia. Quite literally. Their last winning season was back in 2006 when they went 8-1. That was the last winning season. that was like remotely good. 5-4 and 5-2 back in 08 and 09 is that's rookie numbers. You know what I'm saying? The highest win they ever won is 8. And then I also did some research when I was playing college football 25. I did some due diligence on how bad UMass is. Their last bowl actually win was back in 1976. So they haven't been to a bowl game in 2 decades or 2 millennia, like I said. So this is why I chose UMass. They're a true underdog in every sense of the word. As you see, last season they went 2-10 in the FBS Independent. So our goal this year is to at least win 4 games so we can keep our job. Maybe get a bowl game if we can. At least go at least 7-5, and maybe 3-2, or maybe 3-3 in the conference. I don't know. Maybe 3-3. I don't know. We just gotta win at least 4, so we can keep our job, and you don't have to see Walter Glory the second, or junior. I mean, so it's like, you know what I'm saying. So you must just gotta win. We just gotta win. Got to eat them W's, as Jameis once said. You know what I'm saying? We just got to eat those W's. You know what I'm saying? It's a really bad college, but we're trying to bring them to glory. This has just been a kickoff episode, so you can get what we're going after. 4 wins is our max that we're trying to go after. Like I said, 4 is our goal. 4 wins at the latest. So I hope our commissioner put a FCS school somewhere in between our computer play and our user play, so like UMass can have that buffer, because they are not a team that can win now. They're going to be a slow burn. So if you're here, you got to be here for a while. You got to stick with us. You got to stick with UMass. You can't just come and assume that next week you come in, you're gonna be like, oh, how are they doing? No, we're gonna be 2-3 or 3-3 or 4-3 or 3-2 or 0-3, because they're, as you saw, their overall isn't that good. So hold on, let me go back to. I'll show you how bad their overall is, because I can show you that real quick. Yeah, I got 20 more minutes before I go to work. I can show you their trophy room, or their history, because they just implemented this. So, nope, that's not what I want. We're gonna show you their records. This is how bad UMass really is. Okay, so we're gonna go to UMass. So we're gonna go down here, because right here I got a few more minutes. This is their last few good players career-wise. So these are their stats. So we have to get a 6,000 yard rusher, 11,000 yard passer in their careers. And then in a season, I'll show you again. They are 1998 was our last good person, and then 2008 or 2018 and 2015, and everything else different millennia, different decade. Last 2 decades right here, or in this last decade, these 2 guys right here. Shouts out to them. Those are the 2 last records that were broken here at UMass. That was in this millennia or in this decade. So, and then in a game, it is even worse, I believe. Yeah, well, besides Mr. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. He was the last player in this last era. Oh, wait, sorry, Jimmy Moore. Sorry, Jimmy Moore. My bad. I wasn't familiar with the game. He got 4. He was the last one in. Him and Blake Mr. Blake are the only 2 players that in this last. Oh, and obviously Tijah Sharp and Andy, but those 3 are the last 3 people in this last decade that have broken a record here at UMass. The only record that hasn't been broken is the 2005, and this guy from 1932, 2 years into the Great Depression. I didn't even know they were still playing football in the Great Depression. I thought they were all fucking, we're all homeless. Well, some people were, not all. But you know what I mean. That's crazy. Then 1977, 1968, 1992, 1977. Like, you see what I'm saying. This is a true underdog story. So if you're going to come into this stream or these streams thinking that, Coach Walter is going to or Coach Glory is going to be like this godsend that is going to transcend the UMass University. He is not. He is just here to get them to glory and try to win them a national championship or two. But for the time being, it is going to be tough uphill sledding. So if you're coming in here thinking, oh, if I come and join YGK the Assassin stream and, they're doing horribly, that is just really how bad UMass is. It's not user input. That's just how UMass is in IRL and in game. So I'm gonna try to play the best of my ability and try to beat some of these users. Like I said, some are skillful than others. I'm skillful, but I'm not that skillful, so bear in mind that. But I really hope you do enjoy this rebuild. I was gonna do it on Twitch, but Head Honcho told me I have to stream on YouTube, so um, like I said, I like both either way, but YouTube is good, but this channel's been dead for I don't know how long. You guys know how long it's been dead. It's been 6 years, maybe 8 years. Um, but it's been a long time. There's gonna be a lot of raging, a lot of up and hill battles. Like I said, recruiting is gonna be the up and hill battle because we're not a recruiter like everyone else. I can actually show you that if you want. This is what everyone is rocking with. Most people are recruiters this year, even though recruiter was nerfed. I can show you that in not coach abilities. It is under. I won't show you that. No, you're fine. You're fine. But yeah, just know majority of these guys are going to be recruiters. Some of them are going to be motivators. I think me and Yukon user are the only tacticians out of everybody, or out of the whole squad, out of the whole 32. So we might be the ones that win a little bit more. Who knows? Maybe our players will play a little bit better. But like I said, one last quick glance of our board. We're not on a lot of kids' boards right now, but that could change based on winning and just overall change in perspective of UMass in general. These are going to be the right edges and the will we're going to go after because we did need a better one. Like I said, I did recruit or I did offer scholarships to some JUCOs by accident. Like I said, I don't really try to go after JUCOs. I strictly just try to go after, the high school kids that do want to come, who do want to come here. And then, like I said, a recap: we're only recruiting out of New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, and occasionally, if we can find an international prospect, we'll go after. So those 6 states and that one lonely country, whoever wants to give us their son. Pause. So to be a football star. So that is Coach Walter Glory, and this is the UMass rebuild, or the can we bring UMass to glory? Episode 0. When the next stream happens, that'll be episode 1. This is just the kickoff show. I hope you guys come back on the regular, and hope that UMass isn't too ass for you, because I put the ass in assassin. No? Okay. I hope you guys enjoy. I gotta get ready to go to work. Hope you guys have a good week and a good weekend. Like and subscribe. I'll be here next week, or whenever Head Honcho decides to vent the week. So we'll be back, and I'll stream my CPU play and my user play, so keep on a lookout for that in the coming future. Hope you guys enjoy this, and as much as I like bringing it to you, like I said, like and subscribe, and turn that bell notification on so you can always keep update when I go live and when I post my music or whenever something is a bust. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Alright, and remember, gaming's not a crime, but I make it a crime because I'm terrible at them. Alright, and peace. Peace, love, and positivity, and stay woke.